My feelings are of terrible anger and utter dismay at whatever has happened. It's a black day for Pakistan. I think these people who have perpetuated this terror act are not human beings. They have no right to be called Muslims. They have no right to be called even human beings. They are animals. And I know that this same group, this Fazlullah group known as the TTP, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, has been playing football with chopped heads of people, of soldiers. So they are inhuman. They are animals. That's what I can say. So it's most terrible, and we must crush them. That is what my feeling is.
To what extent do you think Pakistan has failed to appreciate the threat from the TTP, from the Pakistani Taliban? Because it is the Prime Minister who today said, we must now, from today, stop distinguishing between good and bad Taliban. I'm trying to work out what he meant by that.
I don't think we should take every word that he has uttered very seriously and try to read between lines. We have been acting against Taliban and Al-Qaeda, and we have been very, very serious. We have been very sincere in fighting terrorism. Now, the nuances of how we deal with this, that sometimes we've had disagreements with the Americans, with ISAF forces, but strategically to fight terrorism and defeat it, we have been totally on board.
Let me ask you this. Do you think the events of yesterday mark a real turning point for Pakistan now, both in its internal fight against its Taliban and in its cooperation with neighbours?
I don't think it's a turning point. Yes, maybe our anger and our resolve to fight the terrorists, to fight the Taliban and Al-Qaeda has increased. But already there is a major military operation going on in North Afghanistan against these very Taliban and Al-Qaeda. And another long-term issue is to curb extremism, which then spawns terrorism. What is the source of extremism? We must strike at that also. So therefore, it's a very holistic strategy that we need to follow and understand. Merely fighting in North Waziristan is not going to end the problem.
I mean, you'll know that the West, that the United States, hasn't really felt it can trust Pakistan as a reliable ally in the so-called war on terror, has it? I mean, do you think it will feel it can trust Pakistan after this, that Pakistan's heart will be in it in a way that convinces the US that Pakistan and the US are all working together?
I must say that what I have experienced all these years, considering Pakistan as not a trustworthy ally, but do you know that in Pakistan we consider United States not very trustworthy? Every Pakistani considers that. So where are we going to end up like this? You have your own ways of dealing with the problem in Afghanistan. We have our own ways of dealing with problems in Afghanistan and in Pakistan, which influence Pakistan and in Afghanistan. So therefore, please, the tactics of handling situations, the difference comes in when you start dictating micromanagement and the tactical modalities of handling the issue. That is where differences come in. And that is where you feel that we are not very trustworthy. And we also feel you are not trustworthy. So therefore, I think as long as strategically we are together to fight terrorism, let us leave the modalities to us. Leave the modalities of how we deal with it in Pakistan to us. Because every country has its problems. Every country has its internal dynamics, which they have to fit into while they are dealing with extremism and terrorism. So while in the West, those who are not directly and deeply involved in what is happening, they think that one is playing a double role, whereas that is not the case. We are trying to handle a situation as best as we can within the resources that we have.
General Musharraf, thank you very much indeed. Thanks.